Luke, did I ever tell you about Cad Bane? He was this blue-skinned fucking bounty hunter guy with respirators coming out of his cheeks like he was wearing a scuba mask, but he wasn't. He had fugly teeth and a really cool cowboy hat, like Indiana Jones. He had 2 dual pistols, and he shot him like this. Pew, 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 pew. Cad Bane was so cool, he once fought 3 Jedi to a standstill all by himself, despite not having any force powers. Now, you might wonder how one could keep up with the Jedi. Well, Cad Bane was very cool. Also, he had rocket boots in his shoes, and he was a good friend. Luke, did I ever tell you about Captain Topholz? He was a captain in the Gungan army during the reign of Boss Man. When I met him, he informed us that Jar Jar was in big doo-doo this time. Captain Topholz fought bravely during the Battle of Naboo against the droid army of the Trade Federation. He used the spear and shield, and he also used the boomas to destroy the tank. Captain Topholz was there when General Jar Jar Binks heroically surrendered to the droids. Years later, Captain Topholz successfully defeated General Grievous in hand-to-hand combat and captured the leader of the droid army. We could have ended the Clone Wars right there. Unfortunately, your stupid father got captured, and then your horny mother decided to trade General Grievous for your father. Naturally, of course, your father was unconscious during the prisoner exchange, which is why General Grievous was shorter than he expected when they met towards the end of the war, and Captain Topholz, he was a good friend. Luke, did I ever tell you about Senator Rio Chuchi? Rio Chuchi was a young senator from the planet Pantora. During the early days of the Clone Wars, her people attempted to colonize one of the moons, only to find it was inhabited by a race of people known as the Tulls. Anyways, after a very long debate, Senator Chuchi realized that racism was bad, and then she ended racism with the Tull chief. After she ended racism, Senator Chuchi was held hostage with other senators, like Bail Organa and Senator Amidala, when Cad Bane was trying to rescue Zero the Hutt from prison. 2 days later, the new chairman of Pantora came to Coruscant, only to have his daughters kidnapped by the Trade Federation. Luckily, Ahsoka Tano, a competent Jedi, and Rio Chuchi were able to free them. Later in the Clone Wars, Senator Chuchi voted against invading Mandalore, as occupying a sovereign nation is bad. After the Clone Wars, Senator Chuchi pushed to get the clone troopers a pension plan and medical insurance. When the clones were fleeing for the destruction of the clone planet Kamino, Senator Chuchi discovered that the real person who destroyed the cloning facility on Kamino was actually Admiral Rampart of his Banner-class starship. Senator Chuchi was blue, and she was a good friend. Luke, did I ever tell you about Jarl Poof? Jarl Poof was a Jedi Master on the Jedi Council from the planet Querma, or Querma, I can't pronounce it. Anywho, Jarl Poof had a long neck. Jarl Poof was one of the most important Jedi in galactic history. He sat on the council with Dababulaba and Yaddle. We'll talk about them later, but they're not Jarl Poof. When my master Qui-Gon Jinn and I returned to Coruscant with a younger boy who happened to be Darth Vader, also known as your father, Jarl Poof was in the room. Jarl Poof stood there silently while Master Yoda and Mace Windu determined that your father, Darth Vader, had great darkness in him, and that training him could lead to galactic genocide. Jarl Poof has a mischievous side and enjoys playing mind tricks on his colleagues. Years later, Jarl Poof heroically sacrificed himself by absorbing an energy blast into his body with the Force. He saved all of Coruscant. And Jango Fett was there. You like Jango Fett, right? He has the rocket launchers, and it's like Boba Fett. He's cool. Tragically, Jarl Poof died, and he was a good friend. Ben, who was my mother? Luke, did I ever tell you about R4P17? She was an astromech droid in my service, much like R2-D2. However, unlike R2-D2, she was a girl. When I traveled to Kamino, R4 accompanied me, and she turned many gears and opened many doors. One time, I parked my ship in a bad neighborhood, but R4 shocked the Jawas and your neighbors who got too close. Some Wookiees in the archives say she was a brave but cautious droid. However, as per the rules established in Season 1, Episode 6 of the Clone Wars, her memory was wiped after every mission as per Jedi protocol. I made her wait outside when I went to Mandalore to visit Duchess Satine. During the Battle of Coruscant, she died violently and painfully when buzz droids shredded her body piece to piece with saws and all sorts of painful stingy things. Every time I close my eyes, I still hear her scream. Good thing Jedi don't have attachments. And she was a good friend. Luke, did I ever tell you about Grogu? He was a marketable IP. I mean, he was a young learner in the Jedi Temple. You see, Luke, Grogu was a member of Yoda's species from the Yoda homeworld. Wait, Ben, who's Yoda? That sounds... You see, Grogu was there on Order 66 when the Jedi Temple fell. Same as your father. Unlike your father, Kelleran Beg was Jedi Master and reminded me of my good friend Jar Jar. Jedi Master Kelleran Beg, higher rank than your father, saved Grogu from Order 66, and Grogu's been missing ever since. Wait, where's Grogu now? That won't concern you, Luke. Now pay attention, this is important. According to legends, Mandalore the First...
2 hours later.
And he was a good friend. Luke, did I ever tell you about King Katungo? You see, King Katungo was the king of Troideria, which made him a Troiderian, just like Watto, so mind tricks no work on him. Unlike Watto, however, King Katungo was not anti-Semitic. That's why he doesn't have the hat. During the Clone Wars, King Katungo joined the Republic after Yoda saved his life from Asajj Ventress. King Katungo generously allowed the Republic to use his hyperspace lanes to transport food and water to the refugees of Ryloth during the Clone Wars. A couple of years later, Count Dooku sent Darth Maul's secret brother, Savage Oprez, with his own double-bladed lightsaber to attack Troideria in order to force them to join the Separatists and assassinate him. In a battle of epic proportions, King Katungo sadly perished at the hands of Darth Maul's secret brother Savage Oprez, and he was a good friend. How did the Republic fall? Luke, did I ever tell you about Embo? That's okay, Ben, you don't have to. You see, Luke, Embo was a Kaizu male-identifying bounty hunter who lived during the Clone Wars. In battle, Embo was equipped with a bowcaster very similar to the Wookiees, but most notably of all, he wore a Kaizo war shield as a hat, which can release both a deadly throwing weapon and a shield. When my best friend, the pirate lord Hondo Onaka, held the villagers of Felucia hostage, Embo was one of the brave bounty hunters who worked alongside me, Ahsoka Tano, and Anakin to protect them. Embo was very politically active. He captured and held several senators at gunpoint. He and I were in a big box together. It was like Saw. He attacked the banking clan, and he chased Anakin and Padme down a big mountain while using his hat as a snowboard. I think he was in a hostage situation with Darth Maul and Darth Maul's brother Savage Oprez once, and he was a good friend. Luke, did I ever tell you about your family? Finally, thank you, Ben. That's all I wanted to hear. You see, Luke, Klieg Lars was the father of your Uncle Owen Lars, or Uncle Owen as you call him. Fun fact about Klieg Lars, he was married to your grandmother for almost 10 good years. You see, Luke, you remember my good friend Watto? Well, Klieg Lars purchased Shmi from Watto because she was Watto's slave. And then, after feeding her, he even married her. No weird power dynamics there. Later, Klieg Lars lost a leg. And then, Shmi was kidnapped by the Tusken Raiders, who brutally tortured her to death. Klieg was unable to save her because he refused to get spider legs, like my good friend Darth Maul, and he was a good friend.